Preservation Maryland's 6 to Fix program began with a simple question. Could we do more to help save threatened history across our state? We've learned a lot about our state, our history, and ourselves over these past several years, and we're stronger as a result. With a price tag of nearly $150,000 annually, it's been no small task. But, thanks to ongoing support, we've been able to leverage nearly $2 million in outside funding to assist a unique collection of critically important sites across our state. Here's a look back on the impacts we've made together. The Ellicott City Flood Recovery. After an intense year-long involvement, Preservation Maryland assisted property owners representing over 78,000 square feet of historic structures, distributed nearly $50,000 in grants, and made certain not a single structure was demolished following the harrowing 2016 flood. Glendale Hospital. Preservation Maryland worked hard to ensure that a preservation-minded developer was selected for this massive reuse project, and now we're working to make sure the public financing is in place to make it a reality. Documenting Dorchester County. Providing grant writing assistance, Preservation Maryland helped to secure a National Park Service grant to support efforts aimed at documenting Dorchester's eroding heritage. Helping Baltimore's Main Streets. Utilizing funds advocated for by Preservation Maryland, a strong public-private partnership has completed the rehabilitation of dozens of small business storefronts across Baltimore City. Protecting Civil War history. Preservation Maryland has been working in partnership with the Burkittsville Preservation Association to stabilize the historic Schaefer Farmhouse, a headquarters site during the Battle of South Mountain. To date, that's included patching a failing roof, fully documenting the buildings, and providing grant funding for a more intense foundation stabilization project. New resources for historic cemeteries. Preservation Maryland has worked closely with the Coalition to Protect Maryland Burial Sites in order to expand awareness of their work and to increase support for preserving our state's historic cemeteries. Preserving the cultural landscape in Kent County. With grant funding from Preservation Maryland and the National Trust for Historic Preservation, the Kent Conservation and Preservation Alliance will conduct an inventory of the invaluable cultural and historic resources of the surrounding countryside. This assessment is the first step towards designating and protecting the cultural landscapes. Reimagining the Valve House. Preservation Maryland developed a series of bright new 3D models and renderings to reimagine the structure and provide Civic Works the necessary tools to move forward. Thinking anew in Newtown. Preservation Maryland helped to address the physical condition of the Manor House by bringing in Keaston Hood to conduct an engineering report, and also provided strategic advice in fundraising and capacity building to support the rehabilitation project. Building consensus for Holly Hall. Preservation Maryland engaged architect May Lee to provide a detailed assessment and 3D models of Holly Hall to the City of Elkton and Owners Cordish Company to use to develop a reuse strategy that works for all parties. A cleanup campaign at Antietam. Volunteers took to Antietam Battlefield to clear out invasive species and plants that choked a historic viewshed and helped to protect historic cannons with a new coat of paint. Looking ahead for Pleasant View. Using the donated structural report from Keaston Hood, trustees prioritized repairs for this church, schoolhouse, and cemetery, while engaging in a strategic planning process to guide their continued stewardship. In 2017, that resulted in bond build funding from the state and a grant to support this important project. Together, these are the impacts we've made through 6 to Fix.